When a man ignores you. In this video, I'm going to tell you what he's thinking when he ignores you. It's Sabrina, your personal love advisor from A New Mode, the channel where we show you how love actually works. So here's how it usually goes. The relationship is off to a great start. You text, you talk on the phone, you hang out, and everything seems to be going great until it's not going great anymore. Until all of a sudden he's distant. You don't hear from him as much as you used to. He might just completely ghost you and he's just nowhere to be found, he's ignoring you, or he might slowly fade away over time. There's nothing more frustrating than not knowing where you stand with someone. If he doesn't like you, fine, that hurts, but at least you know and at least you can move on. It's when you're stuck in this gray zone that you really start to go crazy. The human mind wasn't designed to be stuck in the gray zone. We don't like uncertainty. Uncertainty fuels that obsessive line of thinking because we just want to know, we just want to understand. We want to know the status of our relationship, and that's reasonable. When you don't know, because he's ignoring you, so you have no idea what's going on in his head, it really can drive you crazy. But don't worry, I'm here to help. I'm going to tell you why he's ignoring you, and I'm also going to tell you what to do about it. So make sure you watch this video all the way until the end. Real quick, if you like this video and find it helpful, please give it a like. If you like me, if you like relationship advice, if you like the topics I talk about, please subscribe to this channel, ring the bell to turn on notifications. And if you have any questions or any feedback, leave it in the comment section. I read them all and I try to answer everyone. All right, let's get into it. First of all, is he actually ignoring you or are you just being paranoid? Relationships tend to start off at lightning speed. In the beginning, he's a texting machine. He's texting you all the time. He's really pursuing you because he wants to win you over. Once he's won you, he might pull back a little bit. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. He's just settling into a more normal routine. So you can't really expect that same level of texting right away that you had in the beginning, because that's just not sustainable. People have other things going on in their lives. So just be honest with yourself and just check yourself. Are you just being really insecure or is he actually ignoring you? Now, if he's going days without responding to you, or if he just doesn't respond to you at all, maybe it's been weeks, maybe it's been months, or maybe he responds to you, but his answers are super short and cold, then we have a problem. Then it sounds like he is ignoring you, and it's probably for one of the following reasons. Number one, he's mad at you. One of the most common things we do when we're mad at someone is ignore them, and we do this to punish them. Maybe he caught you flirting with another guy. Maybe you're kind of sending mixed signals to him and he doesn't really know where he stands with you, and that's really bothering him. Maybe you guys had a really big argument. Or maybe you said something that offended him. Maybe you didn't even realize that you said something that offended him. Either way, it's possible that he's mad at you. So the best thing to do is to just ask him straight out. Just say, it seems like you've been a little distant lately. I just want to say I hope everything's okay and you can talk to me about whatever it is. I'm here for you. And then just leave it alone. See what comes back your way. Or if you know what you did wrong, you know why he's mad at you, then just apologize. Apologize without making excuses. Be sincere about it. Don't give him a but apology. A but apology is where you say something like, so I know I was flirting with other guys and I'm really sorry about it, but you never pay me any attention, so that's why I need to get attention from other guys. When you put but in an apology, everything you said before the but is null and void, so don't do that. Number two, he's not your boyfriend and he's acting like he's not your boyfriend. A lot of the time when we meet a guy and click with him, we just assume that he's our boyfriend, or we just really want him to be our boyfriend, so we just put everything into that one relationship. We abandon other options and just hone in on him. If he isn't your boyfriend, you can't expect him to be fully emotionally available to you, because that's something a boyfriend does. That's not something a casually dating you guy does or a friends with benefits does. You can't place those expectations on him. You have to look at the relationship you have, not the relationship you want. If he hasn't made it official, then you can't expect him to act like your boyfriend, and you shouldn't act like his girlfriend. Another big reason he could be ignoring you if he's not your official boyfriend is that he's with another girl. And the thing is, you can't really be mad at him because that's the whole appeal of being in a relationship where you're not official, is that he can go out with other girls if he wants to. So that's a big possibility. You just have to look at what standard you're holding him to. Are you holding him to boyfriend standard, or are you holding him to whatever your relationship is standard? Number three, he needs space. I covered this a lot in my video on why guys pull away, so if you think that's what's going on here, you want to know more about it, then make sure to watch that video as well. But in a nutshell, when a guy is feeling emotionally overwhelmed, he will typically pull back, withdraw, and take some space to deal with whatever it is that's going on. It usually has nothing to do with you, and it really is just all to do with him, and it's just how he deals with things when things are just difficult. Men don't like to be seen as weak, especially not in front of a woman he really cares about. So that's why he might be pulling away from you and shutting you out. It's really because he cares about you so much that he doesn't want you to see him that way. So that's why he might ignore you when he's dealing with something difficult. It could be a problem at work or family problems or any number of things. Don't badger him if this is what's going on. Just let him know that you're there if he wants to talk, and he can find you if he wants to talk. If you keep texting him and he's not responding, then just leave it alone. Again, he knows where to find you. Number 4, you're being too needy. Men have a visceral adverse reaction to neediness. If he feels that needy energy coming off you, he just won't want to deal with it, and he won't want to deal with you. Neediness is a mentality where you need him in order to feel okay. You need him to compliment you in order to feel beautiful. You need him to constantly reassure you in order to feel like you're secure in this relationship. You basically need constant validation from him. That is exhausting. I mean, we all have those needy, insecure friends that constantly need to be told, no, you don't look fat. No, your skin is not breaking out. No, you're beautiful, you're fine. It's exhausting. It's exhausting for us when we deal with it, when other people are being needy, and it's exhausting in a relationship. No one wants to be responsible for someone's emotional well-being. And guys in particular just have a very low threshold for dealing with this. Not to say he doesn't want to make you feel good about yourself, but he doesn't want to be the sole source of you feeling good about yourself. That's an unrealistic expectation. That's not his job. It's your job to feel good about yourself. A relationship can enhance your happiness and your sense of worth, but it cannot be your happiness and your sense of worth. So if that's what you're putting on him, it's too much pressure, and that's probably why he's ignoring you, because he just doesn't want to deal with it. And like I said, when guys don't want to deal with things, they tend to just shut down and completely withdraw from the problem. And if you're being needy, then the problem is you. Guys like to feel a narrow range of emotion, somewhere between feeling pleasant and calm and content. Anything beyond that can be very emotionally overwhelming for him. Sometimes you have to deal with it because relationships come with more emotions than just feeling pleasant and calm. But if it's constant drama, if it's constant need for something out of him, it's just too much. He's just not going to want to deal with it. Number 5, he wants to break up with you. Like I said, guys like to feel a narrow range of emotions, and coming to you and dumping you and having to deal with the emotional torrent of emotions that come with that is just overwhelming to him. So this is why some guys might fade away or ghost. Now, do not come at me and say that I'm a ghost apologist, because every time I try to explain why guys ghost, I always get yelled at. I'm just explaining it to you. I'm not justifying the behavior. I think it's a horrible behavior. I've been ghosted. It's a terrible, terrible thing to do to someone, to just leave them with all those unanswered questions. And I'm actually going to make a video about why guys ghost and how to deal with it. And just let me know if that's something that you guys are interested in, because obviously I make these videos for you. Anyway, most of the time guys ghost because they just don't want to deal with that conversation. But I don't think that I know that they don't intend to ghost. They just say to themselves, okay, I'm not gonna deal with this right now. Maybe we'll have the talk at the end of the week. And that's the weekend. I don't want to ruin her weekend. So now let's wait till next week. Oh, but it's Monday and she has so much going on at work, so I'm not gonna do it now. And then that's how it goes. It goes on and on and on until he gets to a point where it's like, oh, it's been 2 weeks and I haven't spoken to her. So obviously she knows the relationship's over. I'm sure she's on the same page as me. I'm sure she's already moved on and found someone else. So I don't need to call her and have this conversation. That's usually how it goes in his mind. So if he's ignoring you, it's possible he just kind of wants you to break up with him, or he wants you to get the message that he just doesn't want to be in a relationship with you anymore. And I know, it's not nice. It's not the right thing to do. I'm not a ghosting apologist. If you sense that's what's going on, I think the best thing to do is just say something. Say, look, I can tell that you've been a little distant, something's been a little off. If you don't want to be in this relationship anymore, I need you to tell me. And if you give him an out like that, he'll take it if he wants out. If he doesn't want out, but really it turns out that's, he's been dealing with all this other stuff, then he'll tell you that too. So just say something one time, that's it. If you still don't get an answer out of him, just forget him. Number 6, he doesn't like you. The fact is, when a guy likes you, he's in it. He's there. He calls. He texts. He's in your life. We don't ignore people that we care about. If that's what he's doing, then he's either very self-involved or he's just incapable of being in a relationship with someone else, because it's not a nice thing to do. Unless, like I said, maybe he is dealing with some emotional difficulties, but if that's the case, then he'll tell you. He'll say, look, I'm dealing with some difficulties. I need some space right now to process. He's not just going to ignore you. Or what's even worse is the guys that are like super in it. You're in this amazing relationship, and then he ignores you for like 3 weeks, and then he's back, and then he ignores you again. That is selfish behavior. That is not someone you want to be involved with. Okay, so those are the 6 most common reasons why a guy will ignore you. Now let's talk about what to do about it. What to do if you're in a situation where a guy is ignoring you. Number 1, don't badger him. Just leave him alone. I know that that's not what your instincts are telling you to do. I know you want answers. I know you want to yell at him. I know that you are very angry. Just don't do any of this. It is so important to just keep your dignity intact, because you will regret it if you come at him. You will play it over and over again in your mind, because that is just not who you are. You are not your angry emotions. So if you come at him from that place, it's just gonna feel horrible to you. Just don't try to corner him into talking to you. Like I said earlier, he knows where to find you. You don't need to keep reminding him that you exist. Number 2, don't subtweet him. Don't post angry tirades or sappy love quotes on your social media accounts. Don't post with the intention of getting a rise out of him or getting his attention, because we all know what you're up to. Everyone knows when you're posting something that's directed at someone else. On my Facebook, I'm friends with so many of you guys on my Facebook account, and I see this behavior all the time. Yes, it hurts when someone doesn't want to be with us. It's painful, and you want to express those painful emotions. Don't express it to the internet. Don't express it to him. Express it to your girlfriends. Express them to your therapist. Express them to your journal. Express them to me. You can slide into my DMs and tell me all about it, or into the comment section in this video. But that's it. Don't go beyond that circle. Number 3, don't stalk him looking for clues. You don't need clues. You have everything you need to know. I told it all to you in this video. So stop obsessively checking his social media accounts or his LinkedIn or whatever else. Don't try to accidentally run into him, find him, or figure out what he's up to and where his head is at. Just let it go. He's ignoring you. That's all the information that you need to know. If you've said something and he continues to ignore you, that's it. You're not going to get anything else by, acting like an inspector and trying to analyze all the clues and figure out exactly what's going on. I know that you might want closure, because everybody wants the closure. We feel like it is impossible to move on unless we get this closure that is wrapped up in a beautiful, pretty bow. But here's the thing about closure. It is important to get closure in order to move on, but you're not going to get it from him. He's the last person that can give you the closure. You need to give yourself the closure. Closure means that it's closed. It's over. You need to get to a place where you accept that and you can move on. And the fact that he's ignoring you is all you need to know. There are no explanations that are gonna make you feel better. If you confront him and try to have the closure conversation, he'll probably give you something, but he's not gonna give you the whole story because he doesn't wanna hurt your feelings. So you're still just gonna be left with more unanswered questions. Also, here's the trap with the closure. We tell ourselves, we just want closure. That's all I want. I just want closure so I can move on. That's not what we want. We want an opportunity to have an emotional conversation with him in the hopes that we can plead our case and get him to rethink his decision and get him to fall back in love with us and want to give it another try. That's really what you want when you say that you're after closure. You're not after, I just want to close the book on this. You can create your own closure. You don't need him for that. So stop waiting for him to give that to you. Give it to yourself. So there you have it. That is why a guy ignores you and what's going on in his head and what to do about it. I really hope you found this helpful. If so, please give it a like, subscribe to my channel for more videos, leave a comment letting me know what you think, letting me know what other topics you want me to cover. For more relationship advice, check out anewmode.com and follow me on Instagram @anewmode. And I will see you guys in the next video.